Welcome to the 10-acre woods. My name's Mark, my wife Tara, and daughter Tiana. It is overcast, but it is warming up to -2 or -1 tomorrow. -9 Celsius today. So south wind blowing in. We've gotten a bunch of comments about, questions about feeding animals and what we feed the animals. So I figured I'd make this video today focusing on what we have fed our animals over the last 2 decades now that has worked for our farm. Now this feeding may not work for everyone, so always check with your vet just to go over feeding regimen for your animal.
The key is a slow transition into what feed, you know what I mean? You never want to like totally switch a feed. You always want to like transition them in. So always like when we get a new, I think rabbits is probably one of the biggest thing. So you want, when they first come in, of course they're on full rabbit feed and it's very rich. And so we always feed them that when they come in, but then we transition them over to whatever works for the yard here and get them into that stable feeding regimen, right?
And watch their poop.
And watch their poop. Starting with the horses, they are approximately, you want to feed horses approximately 1 to 3, depending on the type of horse, 1 to 3% of their body weight. And that's in hay or forage. So these guys are ponies and miniature horses, which are very prone, as you can see by Daisy,
Daisy's inside with Billy.
So of course, fresh water for everybody. That's number one. Fresh water, right, Levi? And these guys are on what we call ditch hay. So it is a variety of everything you'll find out in the fields, ditches. It even has like willow and dogwood and all your different little brushes like that, which are also very medicinal for them. So we find that with the diets that we have for our animals here, we do have a lot less we have a lot less ups and downs and like upset tummies, and their poop is more consistent, which is what Mark said earlier. You want to really watch their poops in all animals, and humans for that matter, will, I thought you were going over, will tell you more of what they need. So ditch hay, it's got everything. It's got thistles, it's got lavender, it's got mint, it's got dogwood, little branches, thicker. There's your clover, and yeah, the only thing you don't want in your ditch hay or your hay is stuff like foxtails. Foxtails actually have barbed, and they can get caught in their throats and stuff. So knowing your ditch hay as well, you really want to, you want to be aware of what you're feeding them. But they love this stuff. They eat it all up. With this, because it's not high in alfalfa or high in sugar, so this way they can continue to eat for longer and still maintain that healthy weight.
It's not as rich.
It's not as rich, yeah. So, but it's nice. It's got everything in it. Sometimes you open it up, you can smell it. You can smell the lavender and the mint and. That is, hi Carl! How's my man? Oh, silly!
He's got a piece of poop in his beard.
Look at that! Let me get that!
So yes, Daisy and Billy, you guys are hilarious. Oh, what is this? You've got some insulation out here. We've got to take that up. They don't usually eat that, but we want to make sure that it's cleaned up.
Yeah, Billy, I think, broke into the wall.
Yeah, so this summer we're gonna have to rethink this, rebuild. rebuild.
So like, Daisy is, she's can go overweight very easily. Meadow and Levi not so much. Hi, Carl. Hey. Daisy has arthritis and that kind of stuff, so from being lame when she was in bad shape. So she will get, if she needs it and we feel it, she'll get a painkiller, which we use Butte if we need it, and that's a last resort. The turmeric and pumpkin treats are good for anti-inflammatory pain control as well. And so if you can use the natural versus the chemical, great. I said theirs is about 1 to 3% of their body weight. These guys up here will get 1 bale a day is what they average that they go through. Now when it's cold, you want to make sure they always have something to nibble on, because when they chew, it creates body heat and they stay warmer, which is also nice about the ditch hay because they can have a little bit more and not get too much. So White Lightning, yes, this is primarily for him.
So White Lightning is in here, an older rabbit. We didn't want to subject him to the rambunctious boys that we have over in the run here, and he's been doing really well. So he's kind of got his own little house. He's got his own stash of hay,
right?
And he hangs out here with the birds.
And he's see, look, there's your thick. There's your nice thick. And sometimes they eat it, sometimes they don't, but that looks like a high clover. These guys out here get a mix of barley, wheat, and oats. It'll be nice tomorrow to be able to clean up all these waters.
Yeah, those ice blocks.
Yeah. Now, it does stay warmer in here, so it's not as cold as it is outside. It's nice because the poop freezes, but we do have to, I add straw on top just to keep them off the frozen ground, which we'll do when we go in, and I'll come back up with it. Water. Hi. That's Gimpy. I know Gimpy's still here. One-legged duck. Well.
Hi, girls. What are you doing?
So the rabbits, you have to, these guys are go down about a foot, these pens. So, I throw hay over there. They have their little burrows that they go into. Okay.
Yeah, so they'll go in. We've actually got some dog kennels in there, and they're flipped upside down, and they just have a void underneath there so that they can burrow underneath this. So they got lots of hay, stay warm. A lot of times they choose just to hang out underneath here. So
some of the most important things for rabbits, they need wood to chew. So you'll notice they chew the cage, like the wood. Yes, they need the wood. The nice thing about this hay versus pellets, or yeah, ditch hay versus pellets, is it actually maintains their teeth better because they have to chew more. So when they have pellets, you can, not guarantee, I mean, it's great for indoor pets and all that kind of stuff. But they don't have to eat as much or chew as much to get fat. right? So their teeth get long and they tend to be overweight. Which with the hay and even with the hard grains, they're having to use their teeth more, which keeps them maintenance on their teeth down.
Yeah, so we had, when we switched to grains years ago, we had actually taken a sample of the grains themselves. We had made a blend. So we took the nutritional values on the package of the bought manufactured grain for, for rabbits and ducks and geese. And what we had done is we had made a bunch of different blends and sent them into a lab for testing.
Yeah.
And we've actually matched those numbers. There were a few numbers that were slightly out, like for chickens, it was low on proteins and it was low on calcium. So what we did there is we added eggshells for the calcium portion of it, and then fish meal was one of them. But now we've got some vegetables like, lentils, have proteins. So knowing what you're feeding your animal and how it maintains to their health, we've had rabbits for about 2 decades now.
What we also started doing was we started free feeding them. Animals kind of know, it's kind of like us. When you crave something, it's because your body needs it. So when we give them a variety or a smorgasbord, we know what they eat more of or like. And when we had them out here, originally, we were giving these guys a mix of pellets, wheats, and barley. Barley and wheat. And what we found was they were eating the barley is number one for the rabbits, and they would actually leave the pellets behind, and so then we gradually just kind of went with they know they've got the hay, and so you got to with the smorgasbord idea, they know what they need. So as long as they have options to it, of course, then you learn more about what they like. Like right now, our chickens are going through canola oil like crazy because they're all molting. Who's going over there? Is there a baby over there or something? They're all like having a conversation.
Oh, the pigeons.
Yeah.
Well, it's just the morning coffee.
Right? They're like...
finding out what all the ducks are doing and what Gwen's been saying to Glenn and all that good stuff. So if you've been watching our channel for any length of time, you'll know that I have cameras kind of all over the place. It started out really on the house, and then we moved them into the barn as well because of the kid goats. In the spring we have our mamas that give birth to the kid goats, and of course we wanted to keep an eye on things. So I've partnered up with Reolink. So Reolink has been sending me some cameras, and I've been using those cameras a little bit differently than what you'd traditionally put them at your front door and watch for the FedEx guy and kind of keep an eye on your home. I use them kind of as baby monitors, and of course our babies are all of these animals here. So Reolink sent me a new camera to test out, which is this guy here. It's a pan and tilt. It's the 4 megapixel camera. So I've set it up in here as a test run. I've been using it for probably about 2 weeks now. And the nice thing I like about the new cameras is it has a time lapse. So it's kind of meant almost as like a camera and a security camera in one, so you can do all kinds of neat things. So it works great for night vision, and then of course day vision, and it's 4 megapixel, which is 2K resolution. This one is nice because it does have the pan and tilt. You can use it on your phone. It's got an app. You open it up and you've got all your cameras right there, and then you can scroll across the barn and check in. Especially if your barn is a distance away from the house, you can do some check-ins just to make sure everything's going good. If you have a special animal into this pen here, you can check in on that. So these cameras are really nice, and we've quite enjoyed them. Taking and putting one for a nest for a bird, which I've done a few videos like that. They're fully wireless. They even come with a solar panel to keep them charged. So if you are interested in a camera for your farm, or hey, even your home, or even as a baby monitors can be quite expensive. These ones are pretty versatile, and they work really well in that instance. I'll put the link to their website down in the description, and you can check them out. Tara's just putting out some shavings, some hay.
Fresh base.
Or healthy straw, I should say. Straw.
Farm straw it's called now.
Yeah, it's called farm straw. It used to be called healthy straw. I think healthy straw might be the...
They bought it out.
Yeah, it's the other company that was bought out. So I think they still go by the name in some regions. But just getting a nice base put down for the birds. And then we'll clean that out, of course, in the spring. But it's just the deep base method.
So this is what we were talking about, the buffet system. Their main oats and wheat and barley are in the trough. So then they have variety canola, sand, flax, kelp. I threw in a little extra chicken feed because there was an extra bin. And then they have fish meal. So when we were talking about the extra protein, especially in the winter, you have the fish meal, kelp, and of course the peas and lentils that they get every day are over there. So they'll go through that peas in a day. And they free choice what they want. And we find it's nice. You can see what they're eating. They go through way more canola in the winter than they do in the summer.
Now you soak the lentils.
I soak the peas and lentils just to soften them up. Yeah, right?
And then Marlene's arrived with fresh veggies.
They're like, oh, she's here.
I haven't seen Marlene since before Christmas.
So also in the winter, because you're in enclosed space, this is the main time that you'll see your lice and your fleas and your mites. So in each one we have DE containers, which they go through a lot. I actually just bought another 50-pound bag of it. And it's their way of bathing while inside. Of course, all your lice and mites and stuff are going to go to the warm bodies. And that's why it's more common in the winter. A lot of people are struggling with it. And I'll go in here, I'll dust them all. I got to add more to that one.
Yeah, we use DE, but you can also use fireplace ash.
Yeah, in the winter, I use DE in the barn. And then all summer, they have ashes outside. We use ashes on the mammals.
Yeah, that's right.
Like that's right. Yeah.
The non-birds.
Non-birds. We'll use more of the ashes. Either or, doesn't matter. You can even add half and half of each. It's just that the DE I like in here because it sits down more in the bedding and stuff and doesn't get as charcoaly. Yeah. Now also too, you want to make sure that when you have this stuff like this, sand is a very big culprit for when they get a weighted crop. And what happens is they eat too much sand and it can stay in the crop. And so you want to be aware of all these different things. Of course we can't, I mean, it's so hard to put them all in a video. But when you have a bird that you lose, always investigate as to why. Because it'll tell you more for the other birds in your care. Henry! Henry! Here! Henry! Now Fernando, Henry and Pluto and the barn buddies, they basically get the same thing these guys get, the other birds get. They just get it in here because they're special. Fernando is actually on, because he is a turkey, they're a higher protein and they have to, he's actually on a 16 or 17% chicken feed because he's not as smart. So he doesn't know to eat all the different stuff. So we give him a full feed because then we know he's getting everything. He gets everything else, but he gets his main feed so that we know he's eating everything, because we have found that he doesn't always know. Right, Fernando? You're lovely, but Yeah, special.
Yes.
So-
he's too focused on
Right?
impressing.
He knows Mark's got the camera.
He says got to quickly eat,
Right.
so he doesn't always eat the right, doesn't always make the right nutritional
There's the
decisions.
camera, Fernando.
Oh boy.
Hey, I'm gonna add more bedding to his too. Pigs are on a hog grower pellet. It is a total sustained diet for pigs in a pellet. They get 1 cup in the morning, 1 cup at night each. Everything else is extra. But this allows us to know that they are getting their proper feed and everything that they need. And of course the pumpkins and stuff is all extra, but this is a full pelletized diet for pigs.
And they can go overweight pretty quickly.
Yes, yeah.
So you really have to maintain what they're eating because
have
they
to.
will continually eat.
Yeah, which is why we often get pigs in that are extremely overweight. And then that's bad for their legs and their hearts and all that good stuff.
The hay as well.
Yeah, hay should be their main diet, other than making sure they're getting all the extras, minerals and vitamins that they need as well.
And in the summertime they forage, they get their exercise by foraging out in the fields. And of course that nice pile that you dumped out.
I know, they're having fun in it.
Yeah, they love that.
Yeah. Alpacas are the same thing. We buy a lot from a company, I think it's Master Feeds now, which is a lot of the product. So Alpaca feed, it's a full pelleted feed. They get 1 cup each, so 2 cups again, same thing, 2 cups a day. They eat pairs, so the girls will come down here and the boys, we just kind of throw half in this one and half in the other one. And at least you know, the comfort of a pelleted food is, you know they're getting everything they need if you've given them the right amount. Everything else is extra. Whether they're not feeling the hay or they're not feeling this, you know they're getting fed properly.
Scooby!
Hey. So Scooby and Ritzy, yes Ritzy, have bonded.
Yeah, they're buddies now.
We were wondering, because the first day when Scooby came in because a little old guy had him and he was killing the other ducks. So he was a bully. And so when we first put Ritzy in here, we're like, oh, well, Ritzy's a good size. That's, it's not gonna hurt. First day, Scooby went after him like crazy, which is why we put Ritzy into the cage within the pen beside Scooby. Hi, Ritzy. So that they could talk. So I think we had him in there 2 days.
Yeah, about 2 days.
2 days in the cage inside, and now we're friends. Oh, and Ritzy has his own bed. Oh, Jolene. Oh, she's found a new place to lay eggs.
Oh.
Jolene was the chicken that was brought in by animal control.
Oh, there's an egg.
Oh,
There's 2 eggs. Yeah.
Jolene.
She's got her little spot.
So she was extremely emaciated, where I didn't think she was gonna make it. You could actually touch your fingers on either side of the breastbone.
Food, man.
And,
Turbo.
So now, because she's laying eggs, she's laying 1 a day. We know that she's back up, happy and healthy. So cool. Just close the door behind them, Mark.
Alright, so there's the pigs. They know where they're going. Alpaca. I hear Turbo's making quite a ruckus, wanting to get in. Alright, so there we go. We've got, oh yeah, this happens quite often. The moving around and kind of trying to figure out where they need to be. Paula, behave. Java's coming over. Paula's gonna start spitting. She's the only one that really spits. Our alpaca are pretty good in relation to their the animal-human association or friendship. They don't really spit at humans, but they definitely, she definitely has no problem spitting at her own kind. Alright, so it looks like the pigs are pretty much done now, so they're going to come out, clean up any little bits the alpaca dropped on the floor. So they'll do a little bit of cleaning. The alpaca should be almost done. Of course, Java's coming back over. As long as there's 2 and 2, they keep them all squared away. Yeah, I think that is. Yeah, there's just some little crumbs in there. Looks like Jasper left. All right, are we done? Oh, Blackie's come back.
Oh, is their container empty?
Do some more checking.
This container's mostly empty.
Yeah, they're done. All right, Becca. Out you go. Come on, Blackie.
You gotta push her.
Yeah.
She doesn't come if you don't push her.
Blackie, we're done. We're done. Come on. Out you go. Up, up.
She will try anything to stay in longer.
Come on, Piper.
Yeah, Piper, out.
Oh, good girl.
Girls will try anything to stay in longer.
Girls.
Come on.
It's the girls that.
I got this for you. Hang on. Put your bum out. Okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Who's that coming here?
There's a crowd at the door. All right, so the animals out here. Well, you've seen their feed. The alpaca get their feed. The pigs get their feed. And Blackie gets her feed.
Blackie, because she is older, her weight goes up and down. So she gets the 60-30-10. Goat sweet, it's like candy for like, so it just keeps her energy up. But she's doing really good, phenomenal this winter. And the others, they're all, because they're young, healthy, they're all on hay, ditch hay, they're happy. That's their full diet, with of course the veggies.
Yes.
You want to try and chew those?
What's is Turbo getting special care?
The last of the container.
Oh. Oh boy. Lucky sheep.
He's dropping a lot.
Yeah, he'll get those in a minute.
Put them down there for you. There you go. Okay, I got to get the piggies. Piggies' turn.
Yeah, so hay for all these guys. Of course, fresh water. Again, these waters are doing really well, so we like them. We just have to make sure they're in a good location. We do have the pig one that is inside the building, but we have to set that up in the warmer months because we need to do some kind of trenching and get the pipe and electrical down. Hi, what are you doing? You guys really want to be on this side. They're getting to a size that we can probably put them in over on this side.
Come spring.
Yeah.
Come spring when there's more space, then they'll, hi, hi, Willow. Willow. Hi, Willow. Hi, DJ. Hi,
My
Alex.
goodness, George.
You're my sweetheart.
Turbo.
My little black sheep. Hey.
Yeah, the black sheep of the crew.
My little black sheep. Hey.
Well, I guess Bronwyn is...
Well,
Bronwyn's a black sheep.
Yeah, we considered.
She's just a different breed of sheep.
Good apples? Are those
but
good
look how
apples?
far she's come too, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Are those good apples?
Yeah,
She's got cucumber outside.
Oh, she does.
Don't touch her. Marlene can touch her.
I pet her a few times.
Marlene, Bronwyn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she lets me pet her. Oops, Heidi, Peter.
So apples.
Hang on here.
Now, one important thing with
Don't
feeding
kiss me.
rabbits apples is you want to make sure you cut them up because they can't eat the seeds. So I believe is it cyanide?
Cyanide. Well,
Yeah.
okay. Technically, nobody can eat apple seeds
Wow, yeah.
because they have cyanide.
And it's
However,
trace amounts.
you would have to eat like all straight seeds, like a 25-pound bag to even have a hint of. Like, so, do you worry about it?
Yeah. Well,
No.
rabbits are more susceptible because, of course, they're
Yes.
smaller.
Well, and
Humans-
rabbits are very temperamental on things they eat. Yeah, and they can die in a second. So,
No seeds in our apples.
right?
No.
If
No. Marlene takes them all out.
If something's amiss with rabbits, they tend to die of heart attacks. It's just they shut down. It's like their body just. I'm
Do you
done.
want some
Yeah,
cantaloupe?
yeah. Piper's
Right?
over there just waiting patiently.
She eats so daintily. Petey's just like, fill it
Yeah,
up. Fill it
yeah.
up.
Just I'll open my mouth, you just keep putting it in.
Yeah. Piper likes one piece at a time. One more. Okay. One more. One more for each of you.
And yes, they do recognize Marlene. And yes, they do know when she comes.
Oh, that's pumpkin. Wait, here's cantaloupe. Yeah. There you go. That's pumpkin.
Everybody reacts differently when Marlene shows up.
I know. It's empty. It's empty.
It's all gone.
You had like about 8 apples.
Oh, peas. Oh, look at those peas. Those look good. Can I
Right?
have one?
The one thing
Oh,
I
yeah.
miss about my berry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they won't do it. Oh, maybe. Hang in there.
It says, now, there's a whole bin here. Why do I have to take one out of your mouth? Jasper.
Just like, get out of my face.
It says, now,
Here, Bronwyn.
look at that crazy woman can't even eat the pea. Oh! That was Paula, wasn't it?
That was a sneeze. It wasn't a cud. It was just
Just a
a
sneeze.
sneeze.
Well, alpaca and llamas will, usually you can tell because their cheeks kind of puff out and they kind of look towards the sky a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get that.
Well, you can see it coming up.
Yeah,
If,
and you can
if you're able to
sometimes
see their
it.
neck, you
Yeah.
can sometimes see it coming up.
Yeah.
That good, Justin?
So that's when you back off.
Turn around.
Give them their space unless you want to get
Have
sprayed.
you ever explained the difference between the sheep and how to tell them apart?
I think I have.
George has a little mohawk.
Yes.
Little
He's
tuft,
got his little.
and he's got dots on his nose.
He's got his little tuff on the top of his
Right.
head.
Oh, sorry,
Tinkerbell
Shanzy.
has
The spots.
orange spots.
Where's Tinker? Tink.
Right there.
She's the spotted face.
Turbo is massive and
Yeah.
has white face. Right, Turbo?
And he was named Turbo because he was the first of the bottle every time.
Yeah. Hi, Sheldon! How's my monkey? Onyx is black. Willow
Willow's
has little
slightly
eyeliner.
smaller.
Well, and she's got little eyeliner on
right,
her face,
yes.
on her eyes.
And then
JJ does not. JJ
Java's
is a
having
little bit big.
peas.
Hi, Willow.
Ooh, Java's having peas.
well, Java doesn't eat peas.
No, he's just. They never had peas.
He never
before.
ate peas before.
Oh,
Good boy. That's a good boy. Oh, well, you spit it out.
We discovered the peas as a treat with Barry and Marley and Shanzy and Paula, and then when the newbies came, they never had them. So, hi, that's nice.
yeah. there he goes.
Great.
Yeah, that's good.
All
boy.
is being
Good
cheap.
stuff.
But then Jasper's gone. Did you
Yeah,
eat
where
too
is-
many? Don't worry, he's got a green face. He's had his share.
Oh,
Bronwyn wants her hand fed, please.
We utilize these treats too a lot of the time for training. Like Bronwyn was never hands-on. Look at Coco's horns. Sorry, that was a squirrel
where
moment.
is Coco?
Coco's horns are totally green.
Oh,
What is she
Oh, yeah,
feeding?
she's
Oh,
against
she's
the
beating
wall.
something.
They've
Right
been
against
green
the
for a
wall.
couple weeks.
I just noticed it in the light there.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, hand feeding like this also teaches them to come when they're called. It takes the anxiety out of having humans around, especially when you get the animals in and they've never been handled. It's nice to actually, and that's why we use these treats and Marlene,
That's a good girl.
because it really creates them, that takes that anxiety away from having humans in the yard.
That's a good girl.
Right.
I know you prefer them fed to you. I know.
Yeah.
So we're back in the house and thought we'd check in with Tara, see how she's doing with her winter knitting, which she's spinning some I guess she's straightening out her twist.
Yeah, because when Tiana spins it, it has a really good twist in it.
Yeah.
So
she's been working on these winter headbands. We bought some new sheets. we figured we'd spoil ourselves after years and years of using the same sheets, and they came in these nice bags. So we bought 2 king size and then 1 for Tiana's bed. And it keeps our pesky little cats out of it, doesn't it? Yeah. They love to lie in the wool. So she's been working on this. No bears this week, but she's just kind of building up an inventory.
Yeah, I want to fill but at least fill the bags with each. So Alpaca. This is Marley. We think this is Barry because it was the first one processed. So this would be Barry's alpaca wool, and then these are Turbo, and then these are some that we got. This is just it was donated wool.
Yeah,
so.
Donated wool.
Yeah.
And then this is the Icelandic.
Is it? Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. So we'll eventually carry stock in, like Marley. I've got enough. I've spun already. I think we can do Paula, and then Barry, Shanzi. I have that all spun already, and then Turbo and Tink I think are spun. Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is for the meantime, we're gonna post when she gets enough stock here and gets things sorted out. We're gonna post this stuff on Facebook, but we're thinking about revamping the website to make it a little bit more user friendly. So stay tuned for that. We just have to kind of figure out.
And have the store, little where you can
go on and check out and see what's available. So, something else that has happened, with Tiana and her creativeness, since, I guess it was just before Christmas, she's been working on a present for her brother Braxton. So Braxton lives in the city. He moved out a few years ago when he went to university, and he ended up just staying in the city. So she made some pillows, and there's 4 pillows. And of course we have black cats, lots of black cats. He has 2 black cats, and they spell out the word love in cat poses. So that's pretty cute. I think she got the idea online, and she did some cross stitching and then made them into pillows. So we had her 21st birthday party here yesterday with a few people, friends and family, and she gave them to him then. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found something useful, and if not, at least entertaining. And if you did, click on that thumbs up button because that helps send the message to Google and YouTube stating that, hey, people like this video, check it out. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, click on that subscribe and that little bell for notifications so you know when we release our videos, because sometimes, like the last week, we released another video, which the midweek videos don't tend to do so well, I think because people are waiting for the Sunday video. So here is a link to that video. And until next video, have a wonderful week, stay safe, stay warm, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.